Welcome to Joe Stunner Boxing. Naoya Inoue, the monster from Japan, currently the undisputed super bantamweight champion. He has talked about the amount of time that he has left in his career. And, you know, it's always a little bit disconcerting when you hear someone talk about retirement who's currently active. It makes you think, have they got sort of mentally or psychologically one foot out the door? But Inoue at the moment, he's 32 at the moment, and he says that he thinks he has got probably another 3 years left, but he includes 2025 in that time span. So we're talking about retirement, roughly speaking, at the end of 2027. 2027 would be his last year. And that's not to say he's going to slow up between now and then. He has his third fight of 2025 coming up, and that will be against Murodjon Akhmadaliev. That will be in September. And then I think that is in Japan, if memory serves, because his last fight was in the US. People have often said, well, you need to go to the US, you know. He has fought in the US previously, of course, but, you know, you've got to conquer the US in order to be considered a world champion. You know, and American fighters told this, well, if you want to be a world champion, you've got to travel, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. You know, some of the greatest fighters of my lifetime have never traveled. Roy Jones Jr. didn't, and was derided by Darius Michalczewski for not going to Germany. And his attitude was, why the hell should I go to Germany? I'm making a lot of money here. Well, you can't say that that's a bad thing. And then, or you can't, you know, Inoue can make a ton of money in Japan, but he has actually travelled. He even fought in the UK on one occasion. He fought in Scotland. So Inoue is, at the moment, he's 30 wins, no draws, no defeats, 28 KOs, you know, amazingly high level of knockout percentage. And all his fights are, well, the vast majority of them, 9 out of 10 every time, are exciting. He always gives value for money. But he said, I want to close my fighting career when the time is right. I think I have 3 years left, including this year. That's what he said. He said, I don't feel any decline in my physical strength or performance yet, but I'm sure someday that day will come. So he acknowledges, you know, we're all mortals, which of course we are. I have to plan my training and fights with that in mind. As a human being, I'm sure I will inevitably decline. So I think it's important to prepare and to know myself. I mean, those are wise words, because I think what he's implying there, if you read between the lines, is that he wants to leave on top, possibly, you know, undefeated. Now, it's not just the Akhmadaliev fight that is on his radar, because he did mention previously that he feels featherweight is his weight ceiling. And the WBA champ at featherweight is Nick Ball, which, of course, would be a fantastic explosion of a fight, because Nick Ball is very, very come forward, front-footed, exciting, throws a lot of punches, has got a good jaw. He would give Inoue, I think, a very, very good fight. I would make Inoue a favourite against Ball, but with the rise in weight, you just never know. The thing, though, is that if you are going to go through the weights, you have to not jump too quickly. You have to settle into a weight, let your body adapt, and then move up, let your body adapt. Yeah, it'd be an interesting fight. It'd be a gamble for Inoue against Ball, a bigger man, 126-pounder. But Ball, don't forget, is only about 5'2", 5'3". Inoue is about 5'5" and a half. So the dimensions wouldn't be a problem. It would be the physicality, the physical strength. It's, you know, scary to think Inoue was once a light flyweight, and now he's an established super bantamweight who's knocked out all good men and unified the whole division. But there is another fight apart from the Nick Ball fight, and that is an absolute blockbuster in Japan against the WBC bantamweight champion, Junto Nakatani. And that would be a colossal stadium filler in Japan. That would be like, in the UK, Eubank Jr. versus Ben was, or maybe even, Usyk versus Dubois, something like that. I mean, it'd be a huge fight because Junto Nakatani, although he's currently in the weight division below Inoue, he is considered to be one of Japan's best fighters, and this is a very good era for Japanese boxing. They've got lots of good fighters. You watch any Japanese card, and if you're not watching them, why not? Because you're missing out. But the quality of the practitioners is really, really impressive. Very, very impressive. And Nakatani is very, very good. He's very, very good. Again, I would make Inoue the favourite. But apart from that, just the excitement of, say, Inoue versus Nick Ball, Inoue versus Nakatani, Inoue versus Akhmadaliev, these are potentially really great fights. And that's, of course, as fans, what we want. So I think when you add it all up, Inoue is being sensible in acknowledging that, I'm getting older, and inevitably there'll be a decline. And by doing that, you're able to you're not necessarily thinking about retirement, but you're thinking about the longevity of your career if you want to get out of the top, if you want to quit either undefeated or when you're, if not at the top, near as damn it. And there's every chance that Inoue could retire undefeated. I mean, he's that good. But, if let's say he has those 3 fights that were mentioned, Akhmadaliev, Ball, and Nakatani, or maybe 2 fights with Nakatani if the first one's close. If he beats all 3 of those opponents, he can walk off into the sunset. I think if he stopped now, right now, he would still be considered Japan's greatest fighter, all due respect to fighting Harada, who himself was a brilliant fighter and fought in a very different era. But Naoya Inoue, all good things must come to an end. Enjoy him while he's here, because my God, he's entertaining and a brilliant, brilliant fighter. One of the best of my lifetime, certainly. But anyway, what do you think? Leave your comments below as per normal. And I'll have a read like I always do. Thanks for all the comments that you do leave on all my videos. You always give me a chuckle. A lot of funny comments as well as some insightful ones. If you like this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you very much, as always, for all your support, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.